Hi, I'm Tammy. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be bringing you another wrap-up and TBR video. I am going to be talking about all the books that I read in the month of March and the books that I plan to read in the month of April. February was a slumpy, weird reading month for me, but I am so happy of the progress that I've made in the month of March. I've read all the books that I mainly wanted to read this month. I just didn't read the other options that were on my TBR, but I got to all the books I wanted to read, and I'm so excited that I'm finally out of this reading slump. Hallelujah. So let's get to the wrap up. The first book that I got to in the month of March was a reread, and that is Twilight by Miss Stephanie Meyer. This is the first book in the Twilight series. It's a urban fantasy series. We all know what this is about. It is about vampires, Bella, Edward. I mean, yeah, we all know what this is about. But I really enjoyed rereading this book. Oh my gosh, the last time I read this book was in high school, and I am doing the Pop Sugar book challenge, and one of the questions is to read a book that you last read in high school. So for that I decided to go with Twilight because I actually wanted to read the whole series this year anyways. So I decided to pick up Twilight in the month of March to kind of help me get through that reading slump, because it's something I know I'm gonna love, that kind of brings nostalgia and it just helps, you know, with reading slumps. Reading this book really brought back memories of the first time I read it and how I felt about it. I remember reading this book for the first time and thinking Bella was my long lost sister, because let me tell you, I'd never read or met somebody who had the same problem as me until I read about Bella, and it was just fantastic relating to somebody on that level. Not only do we have social anxiety in common where we can talk to people, we just want to be left alone, but we also both are clumsy, and not just normal clumsy, like weird, strange clumsiness. Growing up, I had a problem with tripping. I literally tripped on everything. I tripped on a flat surface. Like, it was a problem. I would always fall. Trust me, I have bruises all over my knees to show you proof. I mean, I'm gonna show you right now, but I'm just saying, like, I have evidence of that problem forever tattooed on my knees. I just felt so much. I don't know why. Like, and the problem is, the more faster I walk, the more I would fall. But I was such an impatient person that I couldn't walk slow. So I felt a lot. I tripped over things all the time. Oh God. It was a problem. What really helped me, honestly, if Bella was a real person, I would tell her this, or if any of you watching this video right now have that problem, the advice that I would give to you, which worked for me, is to take up practicing yoga. Honestly, that changed my life and solved this problem for me, because I would just fall like nothing, just for no reason, just fall. So when I first started college, my freshman year in college, my school had a program where, like, you take classes, dance classes and like yoga classes, and you pay like a small amount and you take it for the whole semester. So I started taking up yoga, and I've been practicing it since then, which that was like 6 years ago. The very first thing you learn when you start practicing yoga is balance, and that helped me tremendously to where, like, my balance got better. I could walk without tripping as much. When I do walk and I trip, I can balance myself quickly so I don't fall. Magic. Seriously, if you have this problem, just take up yoga. It's so good because you really learn balance, and that really helps tremendously. At least it helped me. The second thing that I loved having in common with Bella was our great dislike for rain. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you understand. Like, anybody watching who knows me out there knows I have a great dislike for rain. Rain makes me depressed and sad. Like, I would wake up in the morning and think, oh, it's gonna be a great day, and I step out and I see, or I look out and I see it's raining, and my mood has instantly changed. I'm not happy anymore. I'm sad. I don't want to go. I don't want to do anything. It just makes me so angry and annoyed. Like, thank God I live in Southern California because, whew, Lord Jesus, thank God, because I can't stand it. Right now, actually, I'm in Texas visiting my family, and it's been raining, and I just, oh, it's so sad, seriously, when I go out and it's raining. It's stop. I really had a fun time rereading this book. It was fantastic, and I just got all that feeling over again, just connecting so much with Bella. It's crazy. The next book I read wasn't a success. Yeah, I honestly was rooting for this book. I honestly thought I was gonna love this book. I wanted to love this book, and I struggled with it. It took me a while to read, and honestly, I just ended up telling myself, just freaking go with it. Just read it, because I didn't complete it before Lady Midnight came out, and I wanted to read Lady Midnight immediately, but I wanted to finish reading this book first. I'm so disappointed because I really wanted to love this book. I love the author, and that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. This is just my opinion. If you're a fan of this book, which there are many people who like this book out there, this is my opinion. Your opinion is valid, my opinion is valid. It's just what I think, and I didn't like it. And like I said, I really wanted to like this book. I really wanted to like this book because I love Rainbow Rowell's other books that I've read. Elena Park is one of my favorite contemporaries of all time, and I loved Landline. I mean, even though I thought Landline could be better, I loved Landline still. Honestly, the only thing that kept me going was Levi and Reagan. I love those characters. I will say this book has potential. I saw something in this book reading it, but it just wasn't flushed out. I see why people like this book. She's this girl who's a really big fan of the Harry Potter series. Well, it's called Simon Snow in this book, but I can see why people love that, because, you know, we love Harry Potter, and just seeing somebody who's like us, the way like they're freaking crazy fans of Harry Potter, you know, you connect with them and you like it. The whole thing about her fan fiction writing and her fan fiction writing class, her not wanting to write her own fiction world because she just wants to continue writing the fan fiction world of Harry Potter or Simon Snow, I felt like there could have been a big story there that would teach young writers who are in the same predicament a lot of lesson, and it just never came. It just was like we were introduced to these plot lines and it was never developed. I will tell you the positives about this book though, because there is. This book for me was just a big romance book. The only plot that I really developed in this book that was done well is the relationship between Levi and Kat, and I don't think that's what this book is supposed to be all about, but it ended up being about that for me. That was the only thing that was done well for me, at least, because it wasn't insta lovey. It really did feel like something that can really happen in real life, and I appreciated that. This book could have been better. It just didn't go anywhere for me. It just felt random. To me, there was just no point to it. One more thing, I had to also pick up like Carry On before. Thank God I didn't pick that up, because I wanted to read this and then read Carry On, because it is about the fan fiction that this character writes. But thank God, because honestly, reading this book, I'm not interested in Carry On whatsoever, because reading the snippets from this book, it just doesn't. No. Every time I got to the Carry On part, I just skipped forward and just didn't do it. Maybe sometime in the future I will read it and like it. I doubt it. This was a 2 out of 5 star for me. Next book that I picked up in the month of March. Oh, this was the point of March for me, and that is Lady Midnight by Miss Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Dark Artifices series by Cassandra Clare. It is a series about main character Emma Caster and her parabatai Julian Blackthorn. And yeah, we were introduced to them in the TMI series. It was really fun going into this book because we already knew a little bit about our main characters, and it was just a really fun experience. And look, this book is massive. It's really fun to get such a big book for the first book, and I'm really excited for the other books to come out. If you have read the TMI series and the TID series, definitely go read this. If you have not read those two series, do yourself a favor and read them first, because it's more interesting, and there's a lot of things that happen. There's a lot of things you understand more when you read those two series before you get to this book. Also, before reading this, I would highly recommend you read the Shadowhunter Academy novellas. This is a novella that follows Simon. A lot of the things that happen in this book we understand more from the Shadowhunter Academy novellas, so I would definitely recommend, seriously, highly recommend you read that book before you read this. This was so much fun reading this book. I couldn't put it down. I would say though, after the first like 150 pages, I couldn't put it down. The first 150 pages were pretty slow. I'm going to be having a book discussion on this book. It's going to be my very first one. I'm working on it at the moment. So if you're interested in watching my discussion for this book, subscribe to my channel so you can get notification when that video uploads. But I'm really excited to talk about this book because, oh my gosh, I have so many feelings. So yeah, look forward to that in the next like 2 weeks or so. The next book I picked up after that was Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This is the first book in the Little Chronicles series. It is a series of fairy tale retellings with a twist of sci-fi dystopian. This is the first book and it is a fairy tale retelling of Cinderella. I really enjoyed this book. I don't know what to say about this, so I don't spoil the book. I love the sci-fi aspect of this book because I really enjoy sci-fi. It's one of my favorite genres to read from. It's about a girl called Cinder who is a cyborg, which is basically half human, half android, and she is a mechanic. She's the best mechanic in the land, which the land is New Beijing. It is years into the future. There's been 2 more world wars, World War III and World War IV. So basically after this, the whole world has agreed to become one. They rule together. There are also people living on the moon called Lunas. They basically can manipulate with bioelectricity to make you see and feel what they want you to, so they can manipulate your thoughts and your feelings, and it is just crazy, and oh, I love it. And there is the Prince Kai, who walks into Cinder's mechanic shop one day and wants her to repair his android, and that's how they meet, and it's just fun after that. I enjoyed this book. It was a great fun read. It's also a short book, so I flew through this one. I give this a 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read in March is Rumble by Ellen Hopkins. This is oh my gosh, this was so much fun. I really enjoyed this book. This book is about a boy called Matt who had just lost his little brother who took his life after being bullied so much. Matt was raised Christian. After his little brother's death, his mother took comfort in her religion, her Christianity. It felt like she was an hypocrite for all of a sudden wanting to go to church. We go through a journey of him just pretty much figuring everything out and coming to terms with his brother's death and his faith. It was just a great read. This is on my list now for books I would recommend because I got Matt. I understood Matt. By the way, Matt is 18 years old. He's a senior in high school. At this same age that Matt is, I went through the same thing as he did in the sense of his faith. I graduated high school earlier than others, so by this time in my age, I was in college, and I just got Matt in the sense of questioning God and faith and his religion and Christians, and I went through the same thing. The circumstances that drew Matt to questioning these things was different from mine. I was going through something different. My little brother didn't kill himself. Something else happened to me to like really start questioning. And I get it. I feel like we all go through that time. I was raised Christian. I went to church every Sunday. So when I started to question my faith and really figure out my spirituality, because I was not Christian by choice. I was Christian by family. My family was Christian, so I was Christian too. So it was really interesting reading this book because we had the same questions. We went through the same debates that I had with people who believed in God. I don't want to say too much about it because, you know, everybody has their own, and everybody has their own rights to whatever they believe in. I give this a 5 out of 5 stars. And the last one that I read in the month of March is Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. This was such a fun read about a girl called Audrey who suffers from severe anxiety. She has weird dark glasses everywhere, even inside of her house, because eye contact is just too much for her. She can't really make eye contact with people. She freaks out, and she's in therapy dealing with it. She meets this boy called Linus through her brother, and he's interested in her. They start dating. It really helps her with the process of being able to get back into the world. It was so much fun reading this. It was so cute. I flew through this book. I read it in one day. It's short, so you can do it. I would say though, if you're really looking for a book that really talks about and deals with anxiety disorder and depression, I would recommend this. I would recommend this if you're just looking for something cute and adorable. Audrey is 14 years old, so even though this book doesn't heavily deal with anxiety, I still learned one thing from this. The chapter when Audrey is talking to her therapist, one thing she told her to stop doing is to stop pretty much trying to figure out other people's feelings, what they think, what they feel, because you can't do that. You can't read their minds. You're not responsible for their feelings, what they're thinking. You can't predict what they're thinking. You can't base your life and your feelings based on what other people are thinking. And I think that's just really an important lesson, because we do that a lot, and like that's something that can really make you insane if you keep thinking, oh my gosh, what if that person thinks I'm crazy? What if that person thinks this is what that person thinks? Like, you don't know that. You don't know that, and it's just you can't. You're not responsible for what they think. You can't. I'm not sure what rating I gave this. I probably gave it a 3 or 4 stars. That is it for all the books that I read in the month of March. Moving on to all the books that I want to get to in the month of April. So the first book that I'm picking up this month is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is the second book in the Nola Chronicles series, and I'm really excited. I already started reading it, and oh, I'm liking it so far. It's a sequel, so I really can't say anything about the plot other than that this follows Little Red Riding Hood. Next book that I want to pick up is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Miss Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in a series that came out last year. This series is a fairy tale retelling of Beauty and the Beast. That's pretty much all I know about this series and all I need to know. I really don't know why after marathoning the Tuna Glass series, why I didn't pick up this series, because I really love that series and I've heard good things about this series too. And I was watching somebody's YouTube channel, I forget who it was, and she was saying how this book is freaking amazing and sexy and steamy. I was like, oh shit, I'm down with that. And I also learned that this book has fairies in it, and I'm down for fairies. And Sarah J. Maas's World of Fairies is my favorite because other fairy worlds kind of scare me, but Sarah J. Maas's is just lovely. I love it. I'm really excited to read this book, which is in time because next month the second book in this series comes out, so I'm really excited. The next book that I want to pick up in April is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This is the first book in the Red Queen series. I think it's going to be a trilogy, I'm not sure. It came out last year. The second book came out last month, and I hauled it in my last book haul if you want to check that out. This series has been getting a lot of mixed reviews, and I kind of want to read it to see where I stand on this. It is about a society where there are two categories of people, I guess. There are the silver bloods and the red bloods. The silver blood can do magic and the red blood is the minority. They can't do magic, or so the silver blood thinks, because then comes this girl, let me tell you. Then comes this girl, right? And she's like, I can do magic. And the silver blood is like, what? You can do magic? Oh shit. Can they all do magic? Can all the red bloods do magic? So yeah, that's pretty much what it's about. Now the silver blood is trying to pretty much hide the fact that red blood can actually do magic, and wanting to hide this girl who's a red blood who can do magic. So from inside the palace, I think there's a palace, the girl is organizing an uprising against the silver blood. So I want to read it to see how I feel about this series. The next book I want to pick up, I'm really excited about, and it is Salt to the Sea by Wrapup. This is an historical fiction and it's based on a true story. So yes, I'm sure you've seen this going around BookTube lately because it's a new release and there was a lot of hype for it on BookTube, which is why I picked it up, but also because it has good ratings and I really want to try this author out because I have not read anything from her and I want to see. All I know about it is it's historical fiction, it's a true life story, and it's about 4 teenagers and 4 secrets. and that's really all I need to know. So the next book I'm hoping to pick up in the month of April is Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. This is the first book in the Fallen Kingdoms series. It's a high fantasy YA series about a kingdom. That's really all I need to know. I really don't like to know a lot. I just want to go in and discover everything that I need to know by reading the book. I've been doing that for years now and it works for me. So yeah, I've heard amazing things about this series and I just really want to try it out. This next book I am hoping to read, I probably won't get to it, and that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This is the first book in the Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children trilogy. The trailer was just released, so I kind of want to get to this book so I can finally watch the trailer and maybe see the movie when it comes out. So I'm hoping to get to this book before the movie comes out. I'm not sure when that is, but it's basically about an orphanage home where there's a lot of weird things going on. I thought this would be scary, which is why I just didn't even look twice in the direction of this series for a long time, but I've heard that it's not scary, so I really want to read this book so I can watch the movie when it comes out. And the last book I have with me, I just picked up today actually, and I really want to read it because I've been wanting to read this book for a long time now. It's just been showing up on my Amazon list for so long. I've put it on my list for so long now and it's just been like, are you gonna buy this today? And I'm just like, no. I went to this thrift store today that I normally always go to look for used books, and it was sitting right there, so I picked it up, and that is Angel Fall by Suzanne E. This is the first book in the Angel Fall series. It is a series about an apocalypse where angels descend on the earth and destroy the modern world. Our main character is a 17-year-old girl called Penryn. Angel warriors have kidnapped her little sister and she will do anything to get her back. She discovers a broken angel warrior who is wingless on the street, and she helps him and gets him back up so they can work together to find her sister. I'm really excited to read it because it's short, and I have been reading a lot of big books for the past couple months, and honestly I just want to buy a lot of tiny small books. This is just 280 pages, and I'm just been really craving books that I can just fly through in a day. I'm just tired of big books. I mean, I love big books, I cannot lie, but you know, sometimes you just want to just fly through a book in a day instead of taking like 5 days to read it. And that's it. That is it, you guys, for my March wrap up in April TBR. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.